Hi, let's continue the evaluation test or decision matrix for disease diagnostics. Now, we want to discuss about predictive values. So, what are predictive values? First of all, let's start with this decision matrix 2 by 2. So, last time we discussed about sensitivity and specificity. So, what are those? So, that is, when you have a disease, if the test result positive, higher sensitivity. When you do not have a disease and the test results will likely to give you negative, so true negative, that's the specificity. Now, let's consider what are another ways of studying this. Okay, so those are the another aspects that what if those who have a positive test result and who are curious about whether someone really has a disease or not, or I got already negative result, how much I trust that I do not have a disease. So that's about predictive values. Does it make sense? Okay, so let's consider an example. Hey, I got a call from my mom that my mom underwent a test for, let's say, cancer diagnostics. And she told me that, oh, I got negative value. Oh, I'm so happy. So when I hear that, so as a scientist, an educated scientist, what should you consider? So given that the test negative result, how much should I trust the result that my mom really do not have a cancer? Or how much of there is a possibility that there may be missing the disease, so-called false negative, the potential for this. So that's another question. And on the other hand, hey, I went to a place and I went back and I got test of coronavirus. And I realized I got positive result. So that's so surprising, right? So given that I got positive result, then I should ask myself, like, do I really get the coronavirus or not? So given I've got this positive result, how much of I should trust that I will likely to have the real disease or not? That is the question we are asking, okay? So which is definition-wise, it's not too difficult. So let's see. So the purpose of the predictive value is to evaluate the usefulness of a positive or negative test result, which is very close to what we feel that, hey, I've got a positive test result, then my question, have I really get the disease? Or I have got negative test result, how much should I be, feel safe or feel free from the result from the disease for the negative? So the definition is positive predictive value, or PPV, is a probability that a positive test correctly identifies an individual who actually have the disease. Okay, so PPV should be defined as the amount of true positive out of all the positive. Does it make sense? Because given positive, we are curious how much are truly positive. Likewise, negative predictive value is out of negative value test result, how much truly I am really negative, no disease. Okay, so the probability that the negative test correctly identifies an individual who do not really have the disease. Does it make sense? I have this table which kind of summarizes so far what we have discussed. So test as a positive and negative, a disease as present or absent. So A, B, C, D, sensitivity is defined by when we have a disease, so A plus C, how much is truly positive, okay? Specificity is when I do not have a disease, how much of I am really negative. Okay, why predictive values are positive predictive value. Out of given the test value of positive, how much I really do have the disease. While negative predictive value is I've got already negative, how much should I be feel safe that I really having absence of disease. So these four are something very important. But what I want to point out is, in fact, sensitivity and specificity is kind of the value you can have a test setting or bioinstrumentation having that threshold giving positive and negative. So it belongs to the instrument or the test. While interestingly, this positive predictive value and negative predictive value, in fact, that can vary in different situations, especially disease prevalence, meaning that out of this population, how much of the portion really get the disease, this proportion or prevalence will affect the positive and negative predictive value. So we'll discuss about